Hey guys, welcome back to Mediocre Commentary. Today we're going to be doing the Tower of Ultimately Terrifying, a Zone 1 Intense Tower. Now, this could be considered the sequel to Tower of Traps, and it's made by Paramux. It's the same guy who made Tower of Traps. And, yeah, as I just said, it is another trap tower, so it doesn't, frankly, have the best reputation. But, yeah, it's in the Advanced Tower section. I actually beat this quite recently, but I don't really remember most of the traps, so this is going to be an experience for both of us. And another funny thing about this tower is that it's full with a bunch of meme songs, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, just because a bunch of it's going to be copyrighted and all this junk. But anyway, let's get right into it. It says various glitches required, and it's not possible on console, apparently. I don't know why. Anyway, go into here, and first on the first floor, now there used to be a light changer here. Oh, it works again. For some reason, like, when I beat this, the light changer on this floor wasn't working, but in this floor, you need to get 3 buttons first, as the sign says. It says, actually, no, it's not what the sign says. It says, welcome to the ritual. We, the creators, have been expecting you. Like, oh, you get a little edge at first, I guess, just, but yeah, the first floor is vastly different from the rest of the floors because, it's so edgy. It has the Lavender Town music and all that, and then the rest is just, like, meme-y trap tower. But yeah, anyway, go on this moving platform and go over here. It says, you have something inside you, something others don't. Okay, then, I guess I do. Sure. Anyway, go across these swinging platforms. It is a bit dark, so I'd recommend using crystal since this tends to have the best light here because it's a weird light changer. So do a little head hitter onto that one stud, get this green button, and then you get to wait because waiting is very fun. So just wait for this moving platform to come back. I'm gonna speed this part up for a bit. Okay, the moving platform has arrived, so jump on that, and this says, you are something, okay, I don't know what it says, it was too much neon. I think it says you are something like other people can't be or something like that. This sign says, you the player, are something, and that something is, and then you just don't get to find out for another floor. Incredible gameplay. Anyway, go across these little one-stud, like, kind of pull things. I would recommend holding crystal out, like I said, just because it is very hard to see on this floor. Anyway, once you get the button, you need to head over back on the one-stud little things, like the one-stud width platforms, and then this little hole over here will be open, and then it says, that very something is. Why have I memorized this dialogue? Gullible as heck. Wow, I don't really understand what the real lore of this place is, but whatever. It says, welcome to Tower of Ultimate Trappage. Can you keep this a secret to others? So yeah, Ultimately Terrifying is just a little troll where it's just like, oh, it's supposed to be scary and edgy, and it's just another trap tower. So here's where the traps actually start. Now, for the first floor, basically these little miscolored platforms are can't collide falls, so you want to jump over these. And then you want to walk a bit, and then there's a little transparent stall on top of that, so you can just jump on here, and then you want to jump on the pole, and then just don't jump on that one. And this one says, is this it, Chief? And I don't really appreciate the meme since it's just, it's outdated a bit, but whatever. Anyway, go on Note, which is Note, sure. Anyway, go on this weird physics one-stud platform, then you need to jump on the pole down there. And I'm gonna fall when I get over here just so I can show you a skip. Anyway, this is another transparent part, so go to the very edge. I would recommend being on graphics 10 for this part just because it makes it a little easier to see. Then actually, no, I don't know why I jumped there. Anyway, go across this tightrope. Just take your time if you need to. Then you got a conveyor. This one, it goes right, then left, so just kind of hold right. And then this last one goes forward. But if you do fall, you can actually just do a wall hop skip and get on top of here if I can do it correctly. Let me just do it. You just do a setup for it like that. And you can skip this entire section, but if you do fall, so I'd heavily recommend you do that. Anyway, do a little flick up there just to save doing a weird jump. Go on the sin stud, just kind of go jump across it. These platforms fall. And for this part, I like to use T-pose just so I don't get damaged on the kill bricks more than once. And then now we need to get a button, so it says you better watch out with the pushing platform on this tunnel. And these like kind of like last stretch of like 5 studs is like a weird little wobbling platform, as you can see. So wait till this thing goes forward, so wait till it goes back. Then wait till it goes forward, then you want to go in this little gap, wait till it goes back, then you can walk out. And so this part is a little memory part, so this part has some conveyors, so this one goes backward, and you jump on this stud. And then you need to eventually make your way over to this little shadow section. So the conveyors, you can just kind of hold space and you'll be good. What I like to do, I like to use alignment keys here, or you can just kind of hold forward if you're on mobile or anything like that. So just make sure you're going straight, just try not to move like left and right, and then just turn around, jump on these little studs, and like, if you didn't know already, it's a shadow section, it correlates with those. Anyway, then go across these, and these is where, this part is where the conveyors actually become meaningful. So this is a conveyor that goes toward that, and then that one goes toward that, and then that one goes there. So just watch what I do. So I land on this, let it take me over here, let it take me over there, and then boom. And then now that you've gotten the button, you want to jump back down to the area where the little pushing platform tunnel is. So wait till this goes, like, go toward the little kill brick wall. Also, yeah, you really don't want to get caught in this because if you do, you'll get just banged into that kill brick wall, and you don't want that. I don't know though. Just my opinion. Anyway, once you go up here, you just go into this little thing. This little red is a neon, is a teleporter. So just make sure you don't touch it. So just try to go absolutely straight when you go up. And now we're back on floor 1. Then you can do head hitters up now that you've gotten that button. Go on this elevator. And then now you get on with the actual ascending floors. Now, this is where the tower starts to get interesting, to say the least. You get the weird Space Jam music or whatever this song is. It's interesting. And it says, ready for the marathon. Here we go. So this little platform right there is Can't Quite False. Do a head here up, and then this part is kind of weird. So basically, this platform is fake, so you want to jump in the negative space, which is just the place where there's not studs. Then this shoving platform is real weird. It has a weird decal of printing box tops on there, I guess. I just remembered about box tops. Anyway, so basically, this one you want to time absolutely perfectly, so let it, like, jump, like, before it takes you, just jump so you get the boost. Anyway, so you want to press this button. Also, yeah, I need to explain this mechanic, as speaking of buttons. So basically, throughout this ascending floors, there's some quote-unquote risky buttons. And they do help you with the current floor, but they make it so you have to do some wall hops on the last floor over a GBJ, so I'd heavily recommend you don't touch them just because they only indicate some of the traps, but since you have me as a guide, you don't really need the button, so anyway. So basically, this button will give you speed, so, I mean, I already have the speed, so touch this button, it'll activate a timer, then you have to do this little speed section. Don't go forward, just go across these studs, go on this little ladder thing, you need to get this black button, so get that, jump up here, and then wait for this little tightrope to spawn. Should spawn eventually. It's a little memory platform, so go across that, and once you get to here, you're good on the memory platforms. Then you just go up here, it's a memory platform, of course, so it stays there. Yep, okay, I thought that was gonna happen. I'll meet you guys back up there. I rushed, I shouldn't have done that, I was just dumb, I'm sorry. Okay, we're back over here, that was quite easy, so this time I'm actually gonna wait for the cycle before I go. So actually go on this, and then you can go into this section. So let me make sure I'm recording. I am. So basically this little area right here is fake. So you just want to hold W and D, then jump over that little 4 stud gap, then continue holding W and D. And this one, you have to jump on the shadow, so just avoid that little 1 stud. And this part is really weird, so just kind of hold W here, and it's gonna boost you up into the kill bricks for a bit, but you won't take much damage, so you don't need to worry about that. Then continue to hold W here, then go down, and the miscolored parts are obviously Can't Quite False, so just ignore those. You can do a little flick off of there for swag points. Don't actually get anything by that. Anyway, now go do these little head hitters up, and now we're on floor 2. So starting off, you don't want to go outside. You want to do this little incredibly well indicated invisible head hitter there. Right? Yep, an incredible indication. Yep, there's so much indication. But anyway, ignore this risky button. Jump on down on these studs, but make sure you don't press the risky button. I didn't mean to press that, so I'm gonna meet you guys back up there. I should have just jumped on the top of it, so do not press that button. I'm gonna restart the tower entirely. Okay, we're back over here, and this time we're absolutely going to jump onto the top of the base of the Risky Boy number 2. So actually jump on top of there, then you just head right down here, and then you actually need to go outside again. And yeah, I'm pretty sure all those thrusters are just Can't Quite False anyway, so whatever. Anyway, so this jump's a bit scary, so you need to kind of go on the outside, and you can't hold W and D because it's not against the corner like it normally would be. Then just kind of angle for that thing, and then this little part's Can't Quite False, so jump over that, and it says, you probably shouldn't trust the transparent yellow platforms up ahead unless they're solid. I don't really know what that means, considering everything, but anyway, do these little wraps, just kind of go out and then hold W. Repeat that little process, and now we are back inside. And so for this part, you just kind of go in the miscolored parts, or Can't Quite False. You need to go out, then turn in. Keep doing that for a bit. And then for this part, kind of twist in a bit right here, so you can get in there. And then you need to do this little kind of scary jump coming up, which is this one. What I like to do for this one, I like to go out and then kind of turn in like this. So let me try to do it like that. It is a bit scary, but it is easier than just trying to hope that you don't hit your head while trying to do that jump, so I'd recommend you do it. Anyway, coming up here, there is a little trap, so basically all these miscolored platforms are Can't Quite False as they normally are, so you need to do a quite longer jump to get to that. And then this little, the top platforms Can't Quite False, so you just go on that little thin stud, then walk across here. It is a bit weird. I think there's like a misalignment at the beginning of it. Just trying to get into that transition is a bit weird, so just take your time with that. Anyway, then you got a few more just hold W wraps, incredible, innovative gameplay. Then for this part, you just hold D or W and flick off if you really want to. And then for this part, these shadows over here, all the way on the other side of the tower mimic this part, so you just kind of hold D or A, go up here, and then there is a gap at the end, so you need to jump a bit early. And now these spinners are quite scary, admittedly, so just wait till they go sideways, then you need to do a jump off of one. And yeah, that's why I don't like them. I'll meet you guys back up there. I am going to be absolutely just angered by the end of this. Oh. Okay, we're back over here, and this time I'm absolutely going to do the bad spinners. Please, just let me win. Finally, that took 2 tries in total. I don't know why I made that sound way more dramatic than it was. Anyway, moving on to 4-3, you can skip going across that whole thing. And now you get to listen to an actual song that isn't just meme songs. I'm just gonna hope this one isn't copyright so I can actually put it in the video. Anyway, so on this part, you just need to go on these swinging platforms. Now, the transition to this one stud is a bit scary. So just kind of wait till it goes and then jump on it. And then just make sure you don't fail these. Since these jumps are admittedly quite far, just don't underestimate them since I've fallen on these like 2 or 3 times. Anyway, make sure you don't get hit by the swinging platform while you're trying to set up that jump. And yeah, the button activates a ton of kill bricks. So just make sure you don't die. Then you need to go in this can't quite false wedge. So just go in here, and now you got this little kind of weird inside section. Oh yeah, going into the 1 stud gap, use T-pose for it just because it just makes things way easier for 1 stud gaps and just gaps in particular. Anyway, go up here. This part isn't a GBJ, by the way, as you can see by the ladder down there, so you don't need to worry about much. Just make sure you don't take too much damage, or else that would be not good for your ecosystem. Anyway, so don't go that way. What you want to do is go up on this little transparent part, and then you want to wait till this thing goes back. I have made the mistake of waiting until that thing goes forward, and I got absolutely smushed into that kill brick wall, and it wasn't fun to say the least, so I'd recommend you don't do that. Anyway, this part's easy. It's pretty self-explanatory. What does this even spell? It spells heck. Wow, that's heck. Wow, that's so cool. Anyway, now you got another little outside section, and you got a lost meme, which is, of course, every classic tower has to have a lost meme. I'm not complaining, though. Anyway, so then you got these weird head hitters, so just kind of treat them like normal, but like make sure you don't go too high or too low because it's a weird wall there. Anyway, for this part, you just gotta hold W and D. How fun. Make sure you don't fail this jump because that would be not good. Then jump over that gap. I'm pretty sure that's can't quite false, but personally, I don't want to test it. Anyway, now that we're over here, we are now on 4. I mean, I said this was 4-3, but this is actually 4-5. I mean, I said that last part was 4-3, but that's actually 4-4. So anyway, just don't go that way. That's the risky button. So like, why would you? You're just doing extra work. Those spinners are actually quite difficult. So just don't do that. Oh yeah, that platform's can't quite false, by the way. So don't jump into that like I did. So then you got this really annoying shadow section. So basically, you need to jump on top of this thing. Then you need to wrap down here. Oh my. Ah! I'll meet you guys back up there. I hate this tower so much. Okay, this time we're gonna do the shadow section correctly. So it's kind of wrapped down here. Okay, good. I was so scared I was not gonna land on there. So then you want to jump up here. Then what you can do, you can get into climbing animation on this. I'm gonna align with the back of this just so I can get the correct spot for this. So I'm just gonna turn around like that. And then I'm gonna try to do a little head hitter up. Wait, what? So where am I? I am right here. So what I should be able to do, that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this shadow section, it just sucks. It's just really bad. Anyway, once you get to there, just ignore that last shadow over there. Then just immediately jump to the next part. Anyway, this jump is kind of scary, so just kind of jump out. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, there's a weird thing where that platform will just kind of steal you if you try to stand right there. So wait right here as platform moves, and then as soon as it gets over there, you can jump. I'm gonna speed this part up real quick. Anyway, it's coming over, so what we want to do, we want to wait till it goes across. As you can see, it sweeps across there. Then we want to jump up. Then you want to go on it. Then just kind of go right here, so you kind of go between the kill bricks. And these are can't quite false, by the way, but they do still do a pretty large amount of damage if you get caught in them. So just try to avoid them to the best of your ability. Man, my speaking is just not working today. What the heck? Anyway, this next one is a spinner, as you can see. So just kind of do a little jump and like do a few jumps or two to avoid that. Make sure you don't do too many though, or else you might miss the cycle. And then for this last one, you can just stand in the middle, and then it'll take you over here. And now you got another little outside section. Now this is where the tower starts becoming kind of weird in its route progression, I think. And so it says you got to go back to the past and future, Marty. Press this button to activate the time warp. I don't really understand how this section works. Basically, it's just a normal button section, so you need to jump down to these kill bricks. And now you're back on this little 4-3 outside section, so make sure you don't miss that jump, so just kind of turn in sideways. And then you need to go in the spin studs, just hold W there. Then jump down on here, and now you gotta do these little like head hitter things again. So just kind of treat them like I said you would, just kind of do them like normal. Don't worry about those. Then there's a teleporter over there, so basically you need to jump on top of here. And now you're on this little kind of floor, you're on floor 7 outside, or like floor 6. I can't even keep track anymore. Anyway, the point is, do a corner flip here, it's safe. So just do that, and then this little ceiling, just make sure you jump from right here, or else you'll bump your head on the ceiling. It says, welcome to the future. For some reason, these stupid S things are back, my friend. Now, yeah, I remember drawing these things in like 5th grade. I do not understand what they mean. Oh yeah, while we're here, you get to listen to the banger of the song called We Like Pizza. this song is just so nostalgic for me for reasons I will not disclose. It's just a school thing, and it's amazing. Anyway, so this little zipline X-pusher thing is quite weird. Basically, they're welded together, so when you move this, it also moves the zipline. So you need to get up onto that platform, which I would put my cursor up there, but I'm shift lock, but just the platform above me. So basically, you want to stop it like about here, and then just kind of hold D, and that's it. It's really simple if you know what you're doing. Anyway, hit that white button, and then you need to go back, so make sure you do not fail this last little thin stud. Then you can go into door, and now you are on the safety net section, so you get a little breathing room for a sec. Anyway, so starting off, you can actually skip like all of this floor, which is convenient, so do not hit that risky button as I said, because risky buttons are not good. So starting off, I believe what we want to do first is go up here, go on these little one stud platforms, jump up here, and then you need to get this button, and now this little whole area would activate. So now we need to go do this. So you can ignore this first rep by just doing a really easy head hitter up. Incredible routing. Then he's got some wrap spam. And for this ladder, it's really, really thin. So it's kind of hold W and D instead of just holding W to go faster, just because it is quite thin. Anyway, flick off of there, and now you got some 9 stud wraps, so be more careful with these, because they are a bit longer than the last ones. Anyway, then go on that stud. Make sure you don't get caught in climbing animation on there, because you can fall to that. I have at one point. Then he's got this last drop is kind of scary. Basically, you need to kind of do a head hitter out while you're doing that. Anyway, then drop down here, and you can skip this outside section, but we're not going to skip it since we're just that cool. So it says, you may remember this next part, my dude. I don't know exactly what that's referring to, but like, sure. Anyway, this outside section is kind of weird. You have this really jank momentum jump. So basically, the stopping point is around here. So just kind of hope you make this. I did not make it. So I'll meet you guys back up there, and I'm actually going to show you the skip instead of doing it this way. Okay, we're back over here, and this time I'm actually going to show you the skip. So basically, it's a really strange wall hop, but it does skip that really nasty jump. So basically, you wall hop on top of here, and you need to get on top of that kill brick thing. So just this is just trial and error. Make sure you jump from the top of the cone, and just kind of keep doing this until you do it, and I'll cut to when I actually do it. Oh, I did it. That was literally the next attempt. That's fine. Anyway, so yeah, that doesn't skip any checkpoints. As long as you got that button right there, you're good. And now we're on this next floor. Now, this next floor is interesting, to say the least. Basically, you need to go on these platforms. And the cycle here is really strange. Basically, make sure you jump when these things are horizontal. Don't do that. Do not do that. I mean, no, this is the next cycle. Just jump. For this first one, you can just jump on top of here. And you get to listen to some really nice music. Anyway, this jump is really scary. Basically, you need to jump from these to the other one over here, and you can't jump onto those supports or can't glide false. So yeah, that jump is it's a lot longer than it might look, and it's actually pretty scary. Anyway, for this, what you want to do is just jump on top of here, because there is a little thin stud right there, so you can just kind of jump on top right there. And it skips this entire section, which is convenient. Anyway, once you have done that, I believe what you do, you jump down here, if my memory serves me right. Yep, it does. I remember doing this. Yeah, the route progression is really interesting. It says, did you press the risky button on floor 7? If not, then good. If you did, then I hope you're prepared for wall hops right then and now. So yeah, this is the part where instead of a ladder, you have to do a few wall hops. Like, wall hops aren't the worst thing, but like, if you can skip a wall hop, you might as well skip a wall hop, since wall hops are cringe. Anyway, this part is just a little one stud spam, like kind of pull thing. For this part, make sure you don't go on the ladder, you can just wrap over, because one stud ladders are really jank. Anyway, for this part, just kind of turn in midair and try to not do that. I'll meet you guys back up there, but luckily this part is all safety netted, so you shouldn't worry much about falling. Anyway, we're back over here, and this time everything's gonna go well with these jumps. Yeah, these jumps are not very fun, to say the least, but luckily we did them right then. Then for this last tightrope, take your time, because the last part of this little safety netted section is really easy. So just don't mess up, or else you have to do those dumb jumps again. So then that jump's a bit long, so just kind of swerve in right there, and then you got this kind of cringe head hitter. So make sure you don't fail that, and then once you do this head hitter up, you are now on the other safety netted, which is the executive offices. It says, I don't like the look of this. It's the only way through, though, and this is where the tower kind of cuts back to being edgy for a bit, which is interesting. But yeah, there's all this lore. I'm not gonna read all this. You can pause the video if you want to go through all this, but I'm lazy, so I'm not. So basically, first you need to go through this little vine section, and there is a button somewhere around here, I believe. I'm just gonna look for it for a bit. I would like to not get in the climb up there game. I believe it's in here, I want to say. I do not remember where this button is, apparently. Let me just look around for a sec. Man, I just don't remember anything about this tower. I'm just gonna cut when I actually find the button. Okay, so I just looked up a guide. Yep, the commentator had to look up a guide, and it turns out I'm just dumb, and this part is can't glide false. that is very good. I really like that. I just absolutely adore that. Anyway, now I believe we go in here. I do not remember anything. I'm just not even gonna, I'm just not anymore. I'm pretty sure we do this obby. I want to say 90% sure we do this obby. I really should have done some research before I did this. But I mean, if there's an obby here, it has to lead to something, so we might as well do it. Anyway, I go up here, and you have to do this little weird platform thing, and then go across to this thing, go to these studs over here. These do get progressively thinner, so be careful. And then you got to kind of swerve in like that. That jump is how unfortunate, to say the least. I'll meet you guys back up there. Okay, we're back over here for like the third time now, and this time I'm actually just gonna do the jump correctly. I don't know why that took me so long. And then I would recommend using a light item here so you can see the last stud. Then get this button, and now you can go to like Juke's office or whatever this is supposed to be. Oh no, this is mine dad's office, because of course it is. Anyway, you do need to do a weird little head hitter to get in here. It's kind of not really head hitter. You do need to get into this one stud gap or something like that. I'm just gonna use Heli to get in. But yeah, once you do get in eventually, it is a bit hard to get in admittedly, so just take your time trying to do that. There's a bunch of lore here, blah, blah, blah. Basically, you need to get teleported here, and then there's this huge little glitch, edgy, section. This part's outside, by the way, so make sure you don't fail. It's just a bunch of little 10-stud jumps, man. It says, ha ha ha, looks like you're screwed. Welcome to my lair. You don't recognize blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, Mind Dad, I do not care much for your lore. I'm deeply sorry. So yeah, you can pause the video to look through all that. I can't be bothered to, since this is a very lore-heavy tower. It says blah, blah, blah. You want the wind pad, jump into here. And now you're on floor 10. You get a little bruh sound effect, which isn't going to play in the video, but there is one. And yeah, there's a lot of green is evil, basically. So first, you need to do this little weird button section, and you get a lot of neon, which is really nice. So basically, you need to do a weird stick-out thing kind of there, and then you need to jump around. This part is really strange, I'm sorry. But basically, you need to wrap around right there, and then what you need to do is jump on top of here. I don't know why I tried to do it the other way. That's just me being dumb. But yeah, I would like to actually do the jump, please. That would be preferred. Then you need to jump down here, and I really love neon because it just enhances that ability for me not being able to see. Anyway, go across here, then another morpher will spawn, and in case what just happened to me happens to you, you can there's a little platform to get back up. And then it says, remember those risky buttons you pressed? Let's just say if you press the last two, you're gonna have to wall hop. Luckily, we did not press the last two, so we are good. So let's kind of go over here. This route is a bit far. This is not a GBJ, by the way. Actually, I don't know if this part's a GBJ. I'm fairly sure it teleports you to a section that is over a GBJ. Basically, just make sure you don't fail. In this section, just wait till the beat blocks disappear and wind it up for yourself. And then just jump across like so, and you'll be good. And this is the part where you would have to wall hop instead of going across this ladder. So yeah, just kind of be thankful that you don't need to wall hop, since those wall hops would be kind of nasty over a GBJ especially. So this one, it says, not even Jupiter can kill me. I'm gonna take over all of Zone 1, then head to Ring 1, nerds. I do not appreciate being called a nerd. Anyway, once you get that button, you have to go across these studs, and now you get this wonderful shadow section. So I'm just gonna see if I do remember the route. I admittedly don't. Oh yeah, this is technically a boss fight, so there's that. So I'm just gonna kind of hope I go across, and I'm pretty sure there's a head hitter there or something like that. Well, there wasn't, but now I get to find out what happens if you fall. Now, I'm fairly sure this is not a GBJ, and if this is, it's gonna be rather unfortunate. I'll meet you guys back up there if I do find a way out. So I was worried this was gonna be a GBJ, and it turns out it's not, thankfully, thanks to the help of Zolpaz. I thought I was getting very angry because I thought this was, and I would have to redo the whole tower. But I think it's not supposed to be I think it is supposed to be a GBJ, but since they didn't use the correct snap to grid here, you can just kind of side clip right here, and now you're through. And now I believe this section is an actual GBJ, so make sure you don't fall in this section if you do end up falling there. So you gotta do some thin studs, but they're just thin studs. You shouldn't struggle with these. Just take your time, be careful, and then what you can then do, just go all the way around, and then you can go back to the beginning of floor 10, and now I'll meet you back up on the actual part where I fell. Okay, we're back on this incredibly well-indicated shadow section, so just kind of do the same thing like I said earlier, except on this stud, you want to turn around because there's a stud in front of you, and then you can just jump to this stud, and then that's the end of that shadow section. That's like the last hard part of the tower, pretty much. I mean, I think there's like one bad jump left, but yeah, basically, if you couldn't guess already, the main gimmick of this floor is that you have to go around multiple times, so kind of get used to this floor, I guess. Anyway, you can skip that part by just jumping down, do a bit of a long jump down to that platform, but luckily I actually landed on top of it, so I skipped even more. So then you get this really weird quiz section, to say the least. It says, well, thank you, Robot Arm, you covered up the lore. So yeah, you have this weird quiz section that says, this little thing, I can't be bothered to solve this, I'm just gonna look up the answer. You know, I was gonna look up the answers, then I realized I could do camera glitch, so now I know. So the first one is 0, apparently. I could solve that, some in geometry, but eh. And then the second one is huh, and it's old memes. And then this one is just yes. And then the last one is this whole paragraph about God being a feminist, which is like, okay, that's a bit interesting, but whatever. And then you have to, I hope I remember that I actually know what to do here. So you have to go through this little weird maze part. So just kind of go through this little part right here. And then you have to go back to the beginning of this little part right here. So you need to get this morpher. And then you need to jump on top of this thing again. Go over here. Then jump down here. Then you need to do this weird beat block section again. Basically, we need to get all the way back to the section that I fell out, like the shadow section part. We need to do the shadow section again, which is just, oh, I hate it so much. But once you get that brown button, you don't need a side clip to get out of the GBJ anymore, so that's thankful. At least it's one good thing about this tower. And, well, it looks like I can show you that the brown button is no longer there. Why? Why am I so bad? I just failed to flick. But yeah, the button is no longer here, so I get to do this amazing thin stud section again. Anyway, I'll meet you guys back up there. We're back on this apparently extreme ladder because I failed it. So just take your time flicking off if you're playing with FPS Unlocker like me, I guess. Then you need to go back to this amazing shadow section that I hate just so much. I don't understand what he was thinking. This part is just completely unindicated. Anyway, turn around, then go on the stud in front of you, like so. Jump on here. Then I'm gonna do the skip again, just because it makes me feel good. Actually, no, we don't even need to do the skip, because once you do that, you just need to go up here, go over here, and then boom! It's over. I mean, not yet. Basically, we need to get out of this little door, and the password, as said on the top of this sign, the password is hello bread, and yeah, now people have to witness me saying hello bread, and now I feel bad. Anyway, once you do that, I'm tired. Let's take a break. Or just me. You did good. You deserve it, nerd. Hopefully we can do a rematch. I do not want to have a rematch with this tower. I am sorry. Anyway, that's finally done. That was horrid. I'm sorry, Mind if you're watching. I did not like that very much. I did not like that very much at all. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad I did a trap tower for a commentary. And speaking of commentary, sorry for not uploading. I say this like every upload. I'm sorry my upload schedule is really inconsistent. But yeah, as always, thanks you guys for watching, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon with another upload. See ya!